What is up, you guys? Welcome to the Heat Report, where we talk all things Miami Heat basketball. My name is Suhas, and in this video, we're going to be grading the Miami Heat's offseason moves that we made throughout the offseason. So from the draft and in free agency as well. Obviously, you guys know that we had a very good run last season, making it to the finals as a 5 seed. Very unfortunate that we weren't able to win it. But if you know anything about the Miami Heat, uh, we're going to do everything that we can to be back next year. So the first move that we made was drafting Precious Achua at our 20th overall pick. And if I were grading this on a scale from A through F, or A plus through F minus, I guess, I'd give this an A. I think that this is a very, very, very good move for us. I was very excited to see who we would take in the draft. I really wanted us to take a big man because we really lack size in the interior against the Lakers with their too big lineup. Bam was pretty isolated, and even when we didn't have Bam, our two backup bigs are guys who can stretch the floor. They don't specialize in protecting the rim. So we really lacked a presence down there. And Precious Achua is a guy that's undersized as a center, but he can still play small ball center. He's a very good fit for the power forward position. Power forward has been, I think power forward was our weakest position last year. We had to get Jay Crowder last minute. He was pretty serviceable for us. And this year, obviously, he's gone now. At the time that I'm recording this video, he just signed a deal with the Phoenix Suns yesterday, but we'll get into that later. So I think this, as far as fit is concerned, I think this is a very good pick. I watched this guy a lot, his games, and he reminds me of a hybrid of Bam and Siakam. And I'm not saying that's what I'm going to compare him to, because obviously, like, they're all stars, but the way he can handle the ball is very reminiscent to how Bam is. Like, his athleticism is absolutely off the charts. Like, he's arguably like the most athletic prospect in this draft. But the only thing that he doesn't have of Bam's is his playmaking ability. But he can somewhat shoot the ball. Like, I think he shot 32% from three, which is not too outstanding, but a shot is there. Like, Bam, I don't think Bam shot like any threes in college. But that's why I also compared it to Siakam, because Siakam has the ability to shoot the three ball, but he's not that prolific at it. So that's where those comparisons come from. And if he can get to even close to that level, like, it's gonna be a very scary sight for us in the future. Like, I'm very excited to see what Spo is gonna do and how he's gonna use him. Whether he's gonna start him alongside Bam or whether he's gonna bring him off the bench. We still have Kelly Olynyk, who opted into his $13 million option, so he's also there as a backup option. We re-signed Myers Leonard, so we have four legitimate bigs on the roster. We even signed Mo Harkless, who can play four as well. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how those minutes like pan out, and knowing Spo, he's not gonna be the guy to throw pressures like into the fire. He's gonna let him ease. That's what he did with Bam. Like, Bam came off the bench for quite a bit before Spo actually gave him the keys and let him start. And I envision that's the same thing that he's gonna do with Precious. I don't think he's gonna put too much pressure on him, to do things that he's not comfortable with doing. And that's what we saw with Bam. And I think Bam and Precious are gonna have similar career tracks. But yeah, if I had to give a grade for this, it'd be an A for sure. The next move that we made was signing Goran Dragic to re-signing Goran Dragic to a 2-year, $37 million deal with a team option on the second year. I also think this was a move for us. If I had to give a grade, I think that Goran Dragic was a big piece for why we even made it to the finals. He was our leading scorer in the playoffs up until the finals. One of our unsung heroes all last year, even coming off the bench earlier. And a lot of people might be like, why are we paying him so much money when he's 30, 40 years old? Like, isn't he going to start regressing soon? Which he might start regressing soon. But what Pat Riley and that front office did was that they were very smart with giving him a team option on the second year. So if he's not performing like he's capable of, or he used to, then we can restructure that deal in that second year, or we can let him go. So I think that Goran Dragic it was a W for us. I think this was a very good signing for us. We need that back. We need that point guard. Like a point guard and power forward are probably our two weakest positions at the moment because that's the position where we lack kind of depth, I guess. But I think that Goran Dragic is a very very good signing back to us because he's gonna bring depth, leadership, chemistry. Jimmy Butler really wanted him back. And yeah, we all know what Goran Dragic can do. The third move that we did was signing Myers Leonard to a 2-year, $20 million deal with a team option on the second year as well. A lot of people were going crazy with this, saying, "Why are we paying Myers Leonard so much money when he basically didn't even play in the playoffs for us?" I think a lot of people are forgetting how Myers Leonard impacted us during the regular season. The guy was a big part of why we finished. Why we finished as a 4 seed before the season stopped. Like Myers Leonard was him and Bam were a very good starting combination for us. He's also a guy that can stretch the floor. I think sometimes I mean I don't know I don't know if Myers Leonard is like the perfect center to have on our team, but I think he can stretch the floor. He's just very slow. That's the only problem with Myers Leonard to me. I think he's just very slow, and sometimes he might not fit the pace of the game. But I think that the team option on the second year was also smart. I don't think we're gonna. I think Myers Leonard is gonna be gone next year. If I'm keeping it really honest with you guys, I think there's no way we're gonna pay him that much money next year, especially when we have big plans to sign the big fishes in 2021 free agency class. And paying Myers Leonard $10 million in that year is probably going to hinder our cap space. So I think we're either going to restructure that deal next year or we're probably going to let him walk. But yeah, as far as this year is concerned, I don't think it's that bad of a risk to take because there's not really like that many like good free agents to go after. All like the free agents, like we were targeting Gallinari and he went to Atlanta. Which, I mean, he got a lot of money from Atlanta. I don't think we're ever going to give him that much money. So, I mean, that's good for him, I guess. But I think the guys that we did get were sneaky, really good moves. But I think Myers Leonard, I'd probably give this a B minus because it is Myers Leonard. It's not like 2 years, $20 million is a lot of money. But I think that the team option and the fact that he was a pretty solid piece in our regular season last year is a pretty worthwhile deal for me. Number 4, we signed Mo Harkless to a 1-year, $3.5 million deal. I think this is an absolute bargain. I think Mo Harkless is a very solid piece, very solid player. He did shoot career low from 3, I think last year, if I'm not mistaken, but he has shown ability to shoot the ball. I think that he shot 30s to 40s from 3 all his career except for last year, and he was playing on the Knicks, so like it's the Knicks, but he said that he wanted to be on a championship contender. I think he was kind of like our Jay Crowder replacement. Not saying he's going to slide into that starting lineup. It's going to be tough between him and Precious, but I think that he was a very good veteran to have. He think he fits the culture for sure. Defense and shooting is probably what he's going to bring. So yeah, don't have to spend too much time on this, but if I had to give this, I'd give this a B plus. And yeah, I thought it was a pretty good move overall. Now, signing Avery Bradley to a 2-year, $11 million deal. I think this might be sneaky, like one of the best moves that we've done. It's definitely up there. Like this is a bargain for me. A player of Avery Bradley's caliber, who's gonna be with us for $5 million a year or $5.5 million a year. I don't think this is that big of a risk to take. Like Avery Bradley is a very, very good player, very solid defender. He's gonna definitely help our perimeter defense, take the pressure off Jimmy, because our guards are not really like defensively that great. I mean, Kendrick Nunn is okay, but the rest are like pretty like liabilities, I guess, on defense. And I think Avery Bradley is gonna really boost that defense in the guard position. It's gonna let Jimmy take care of the wings because he has someone who can guard the guards, because Jimmy was guarding the guards a lot of the times in the playoffs. And especially with guys like Jay Crowder gone, we need him to focus on the wing players. And signing Avery Bradley was a very good fix to do that. He can also knock down the 3-ball, which is something that we were very proficient at. I think we were second in 3-point efficiency or 3-point percentage last year. I think Utah was number 1, but this is a very good signing for us. I love Avery Bradley. and I know he's gonna fit right into that culture as well. That's what he was talking about. That they said that was his reasoning for him to join our team, was because he loved our culture. So yeah, I'll give this an A right off the bat. Next, we had letting two of our free agents go, Derrick Jones Jr. and Jay Crowder, walk for 2 years and $19 million and 3 years and $30 million, respectively. Um, Obviously, I really like Derrick Jones Jr. and Jay Crowder. I think that as far as Derrick Jones Jr. is concerned, we kind of really developed him as a player. Defensively, I think he's very. I mean, I'd go far as to say he's an elite defender. He's not just good; he's a very good defender. Offensively, he was kind of like a black hole at times. Like, shot 24% from three, so he wasn't really knocking down shots. He wasn't really like. I mean, I don't know. He's a very good dunker. He always brought highlights, but offensively, he was kind of a liability at times. But defensively, he's always going to bring you defense. I think that the reason that we let these two guys walk was because there was no team options on their second or third years, and they wanted guaranteed long-term contracts, and especially Jay Crowder. Derrick Jones Jr., best of luck to you in Portland, man. You were a very good player for us. You always brought that defense energy. And yeah, get your bag, because I don't think we were gonna pay Derrick Jones Jr. 2 years, 19 million. Because I mean, that's almost 10 million a year. Same thing that Myers Leonard's on, except there was no team option. I think that was the difference. If we signed Derrick Jones Jr. to a team option and let Myers Leonard walk without a team option, it would be the same exact reaction. But yeah, I think it's just that just because it doesn't fit our plans with that 2021 class, that I think we're letting Derrick Jones Jr. walk. And then when we come to Jay Crowder, 3 years and 30 million. That is a lot of money, but I think Jay Crowder was a pretty big piece for us last season. When he came to our team, I think he's a guy that if he hits 5 threes, we're probably gonna win that game. He's that guy that we need in the wing, in the corner. He's very inconsistent. That's the only thing about him. Like in one series in the playoffs, he was absolutely torching it, and in one series he was absolutely bricking. Like against Milwaukee, he was very good. Against Indiana, he was very good. But against Boston and LA, he kind of went missing from the 3-point range. So I think inconsistency was probably his big reason why we let him go, and also the fact that he wanted that 3-year deal, and I don't think Pat Riley was ready to give him that long-term contract, because obviously he messed up his signings. But I think we bought like some very good replacements for Derrick Jones Jr. and Jay Crowder, and Precious Achiuwa and Mo Harkless. And I'm not saying that they're gonna be it's very tough, especially for Precious, to expect a rookie to do a lot in his rookie season. But I think as far as his career is concerned, I think he's gonna impact us more long term than Derrick Jones Jr. has. And that's no disrespect to Derrick Jones Jr. I really loved him. He was a fan favorite in Miami, but I think Pat Riley did a very good job in getting these replacements. So as far as letting Derrick Jones Jr. and Jay Crowder go, if I had to give it a grade, I'd probably give it a B. Didn't really want to see Jay Crowder walk, but I understand it. And same with Derrick Jones. You'd never want to see those guys like leave your team. As far as I'm concerned, I don't really want anyone from last year to leave our team, but if it's for the long term, if it's for the future, and if it's going to benefit us in the long run, then I'm all for it. So B for me. Overall, and obviously this offseason is far from being over, but we have our 15 roster spots, but we still have our I think we still have our mid-level exception that we can pay anyone. So I think we used our biannual exception on Mo Harkless, but we still have our mid-level exception. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think that's what we still have. So we can still make a move, but we'd have to cut someone from our roster in order to do so. But as far as I'm concerned, I think we're done for now. I don't think we're gonna do any moves for a while. But if we do, I'd be very excited, and I'll immediately make a video when we make a move. But yeah, as far as our whole offseason is concerned, I'm giving us a solid A-. I think that this is a pretty big success. A lot of Heat fans, man, you guys have to tone it down after the first day of free agency. Like, not a lot of people, like, we can't just expect to throw money left, right, and center at every free agent that we possibly can, because that's not really what this like team is about. Like Pat Riley, he knows what he's doing, so just be patient. That's what I'm gonna tell to every Heat fan out there. Be patient. In Pat Riley, we trust, because he knows what he's doing in the front office. We can't just expect him to, we can't expect him to do what the Pistons did. Like the Pistons just signed like 17 centers when they already drafted a center. Like we're not gonna do things like that. We're going to have to be patient and sign the people who actually fit our team and who are going to do well with our team. Like I think the guys that we have are Heat culture signings. These guys all fit our culture, and that's what we're looking for. But yeah, anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, hit the bell so you guys don't miss anything. Comment down below what your grades are as well. When any major Miami Heat news comes out, I'm gonna be here to record it, give my reaction on it, hear your thoughts on it. But yeah, I'll see you guys later, man. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.